Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing this project where I'm creating a healing ability. Now, I spent a couple of minutes just creating the particles for this so that you guys can use them, and I honestly do like how they turned out. I did find the images online, but I repurposed them, cleared them out so that you can use them as particles. So now, I really do like the red eye and left eye here. Now, I made them specific to my character, meaning that I like the colors blend well with my character because I make them blue. And so I make the eyes glow like this. This is my Roblox character. And I also made the hands glow like this, which I do like. That's a flipbook particle that I found online. And then this is the animation that I made. Now, it's going to be healing the character. And it's not a good animation, I'll tell you that. I'm not a very good animator, as you can tell by my game. But this animation is very simple, and it's just gonna, as soon as this marker hits, it's gonna begin animating it's gonna begin healing the player. How do you add these, you might ask? You just right click and then add animation event, and then you name it whatever you want. You can put it like start, stop, high. You can make it whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. I made it number one just because, it makes sense. Like one, two, three. And then you're just gonna upload this. Make sure the priority is set to action 4 or else the animation will not be rigged properly, I guess. And then you're gonna be publishing them to Roblox. Now funny thing, as I was making, I'm gonna publish them to myself. If you guys have groups, then you know how to deal with those. And then I'm just gonna replace it here. But what you guys should do, because you probably don't have this animation, is that you're gonna go to publish to Roblox and then give it a name and then submit. But because I already have it uploaded, I'm just gonna do it like that. And then you're gonna copy this code. You're gonna copy it and then you're gonna go down to the server storage, go to effects, and then you're gonna go to animations and then you're gonna put it here. I already had it in there. Now, funny thing is, I was trying to make this video just like 10 seconds ago, and I realized that the audio wasn't recording. And so I had been speaking to myself for like 30 minutes, and nothing was being heard. So this is me officially restarting. And this is not the first time that has happened. This has been like, oh my God, you guys would have gotten so many tutorials like a month ago, but I kept recording without my audio being on. So, I know. So I made this entire script, with nobody listening because I forgot to put in the audio thingy. So yeah. So now if you don't know, server storage is where you can just store whatever you want, but scripts won't work in here. And then in server script servers is the ideal place for you to put all your scripts. But if you put scripts in like the workplace, they'll still work, but I recommend just putting them in the server script service. Now I went ahead by the way, I will be publishing this so you don't have to worry if you can like about some things just not being here. Like for example, my particles are more vibrant because of my light settings. So yeah, so you can just download a copy of the game so that you can study it on your own time. So I put all the effects down here and it's in the healing. This is just a part. This doesn't matter. It's like a folder. And all of these attachments are supposed to go somewhere. So like the left eye, we're gonna place it inside of the head and it's gonna automatically go to the left eye. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna start explaining the script because oh my god, I was scripting it with you guys on the video that wasn't being recorded. Like, anyways, so yeah, so we start off by naming the event. So this is the event on replicated storage, but the way that you create an event is literally just search up remote event. It has to be a remote event, by the way. Bindable events are something different, but they are also very helpful, but not for the purposes of this video. And then you're just gonna rename it into whatever you want, preferably this, because that's what this is referencing. But let's say that the name was potatoes, and then you would just name it potatoes. But that's not what we're gonna do here, not today at least. Okay, so we start off by mentioning the character. Now, if you don't know the difference between player and character, I'll just show you. Now, characters go on the workspace. That means everything that the player is gonna see, this is the character. So like this is my character. The player is the actual instance of the actual player. So like NPCs are not gonna be in here. They're gonna be over in here. And it literally gives you so much information. It gives you like the player's name. Actually, this gives you the actual instance of the character, which is what we're going to be using. It gives you their display name, their user ID, and this is so helpful because, for example, you can use the user ID to kick people out of the game, to ban them. You can use them to give certain people perks, but that's not what this video is about. I'm just telling you of all the endless possibilities and the importance of the player instance. Okay, so now that we get that out of the way, I'm also naming the by the way, if you don't know, variables can be named everything or anything. I mean, like this could be just random letters, but you are going to be using them, so I wouldn't you are going to have to retype them. So I wouldn't recommend that. So the humanoid root part is this. Now, it's something that all characters should have, and it's this one. It's invisible, you can't see it, but it's like this. And it basically positions the character. So like you can tell over here, the C frame, it gives you the position and the orientation. So like which way it's facing. So like if it's facing this way, it's going to tell you that it is. And so this is very helpful because it allows you to move the entire character. If you tell the script to just move the hand, it's going to move it, just the hand, and it's not going to move the entire character, and your character is going to break down and you're just going to die. So the way that you do it properly is by changing the C-frame of the humanoid part. Now, the animator is something that is inside of the humanoid. Now, a humanoid is something that all characters have as well. And the animator basically just controls all the animations. Now, in older YouTube videos, you might see that they load animations differently. Like they do the whole like local animation equals instance dot new animation, and then animation dot animation ID rbx asset ID, like that, and then they just put some other number here or something like that. I don't do that anymore. I used to do it when I was first learning, but I don't do it because that means that you're creating a copy of this over and over again each time the player uses it. So just imagine your game has been running for like more than a week and the server hasn't closed, and more than, let's say you've had more than 20 players each day just using the same ability over and over again, all at different hours. That means that you've like created more than like 10,000 of these single instances. And so like, it can really add up. So instead, what we do is that we're only adding a single one, like, and then we just reference it here because you don't need to be copying this over and over again. You don't gotta be like this, no. So, and also we use the animator. Like in older videos, you might see using the humanoid. We don't do that anymore because Roblox has deprecated it. So now we just use the animator, which is inside of the humanoid. And we load the animation, and we're loading this in, and now in here we're telling it to play. Now let me tell you what the actual script is doing here. So the right eye, left eye, the right particle, and the left particle, these are for the hands, and these are for the eyes. And it's basically just making a copy of all of these. And in here, it's telling it to put it inside of the character's head. And so what this is going to look like is that we're going to start to see the player, their eyes are going to start glowing. And it's going to wait 2 minutes, and then it's going to begin playing this animation, the one that I showed y'all. And it's going to begin playing it, and once it reaches that marker that I spoke to you guys about, so like once it reaches this limit, it's going to begin, like their hands are going to begin to glow, and it's gonna begin to heal them. Now I'll show you guys. It's placing the particles inside of their hands, so it's just healing them. So I mean, their hands are beginning to glow. Now what I'm doing here is that I'm running this loop. If you don't know how to, I would like loops are very important. You're going to be using them on every game that you make. And so basically we're creating this loop that is going to go around 38 times. I made it 38 because as you can tell, the animation is 4 seconds long. And so after the animation stops, I don't want it for it to continue healing you. We could loop the animation, but I don't feel like remaking it again. But yeah, so it's gonna go 38 times, and if you multiply 38 times 0.1, it's gonna equal, 3.8 seconds. So that's what it's gonna do. So if your health is lower than your max health, so like let's say that your max health is 200, but right now your health is at 198, it's gonna like subtract them and it's gonna divide it by 38 because we're running this script 38 times. So what this is saying is that if your health is low, you're gonna be adding more health to heal them, to heal the character. And if it's not, then it's just gonna break this entire loop. If we didn't add this, then the loop will keep going and going and going until the 38 times are done or have elapsed. But then we don't want running it more than what we want because remember this is a game or this could be part of a game. So you would have like let's say that 10 players use this ability in the span of like 2 minutes. You don't want for the unnecessary extra code to be running because that would just add more stress to the server and you just don't want that because then that's how you get lag. And remember in games it's not just one ability, it's like 10 other abilities that characters can be using at the same time. So you don't want extra things running in the background that you don't really need. And so in here it's printing the value just because so that we can see how much health is being added to the player in the span of these 38 cycles. And now in here, this is not as efficient as it should be, but we're running a loop for each of these, for like each of these. We're running a loop and we're checking for its children. Now the children is anything below them. You see this hierarchy? It's anything below them and it's gonna select them and then it's gonna go to enabled and it's gonna turn them off. That way we get a cool fading effect on the I'll show you guys on the character. So like for example, the eye will begin to glow like that. But if we just delete it, it's just gonna look like that. But if we turn it off, as we should, then look, it's just gonna fade away, which is preferable. I just enjoy it more. But if, and so it's gonna go through them and it's gonna disable the particles. It's gonna check first if it's a particle emitter. So like one of these. So like if there's a part inside of here, it's just not, it's just not gonna detect it. It's gonna ignore it. So it's gonna check it and then disable it. And so debris service, if you don't know what that is, then it's basically just a service that you can call upon. And whatever instance you give it, so it could be a character, it could be an object, it could be a model, it could be a part, a mesh part, it could be a particle, anything. Right now we're giving it the attachment which holds the particles. So like these ones we're giving it and I'm telling it to delete it in 3 seconds. And if it doesn't find it in 3 seconds, it's not going to give an error. So that's the beauty of this. It's not going to give you an error. It basically follows this function. So it's like, so you don't know the delay function. It's basically a function. You give it a time and then you give it a, so like I'm telling it delay. So like in 5 seconds, do this function. Um, and then we're going to do right eye and then just destroy. It's doing if right eye, then destroy. It's basically this. But it's better not to type all this and just to use this. And it also decreases lag because apparently if you just do this, it's a little bit more cost. Um, what's it called? It's a little bit more cost. I forgot the word, but it taxes upon the server. Like, of course, if it's just one, it's not gonna do a lot. But imagine that you're like deleting like 10 different particles, and it starts to get annoying. So this is better. And we're just doing this on each one. Now, when it gets to the hands, I don't know if you guys can tell, but the hands are a little bit slower to fade away. I don't know why I cannot select them. They're a little bit, look, they take a little bit longer to fade away. You see? Yeah, so I made it a little bit longer for them to get deleted afterwards. So after 5 seconds, they're gonna get deleted. And then the same thing for the left hand. This is just for the right hand. And now, you know, Right now what I'm gonna do is create a debalance system. Now we could do it over in the server, but it's a little bit, it's not complicated, it's just a little bit more time cost of. It's gonna take a little bit of more time. So I'm just gonna do it as it is right now. So if the debalance, this is basically just a cooldown system, guys. So if it's cool, then we're gonna do, this is over in the what do you call it? This is over in the client. So only what the players can see, and we're putting it down here. And I think we just fire it. I don't think we have any parameters in here. No, we don't. And yeah, we're just gonna fire it, and I'm gonna make it a cooldown of 8 seconds, and then, so what it's telling, see, I'm creating this debounce system. So the debounce right now, this value is set to true. Now, if it equals to true, you can run the ability, but we're not gonna do it. We're gonna put it to false, and then after 8 seconds, we're gonna put it to true, and that's how the cooldown works. Oh wait, I forgot something else. And so it's going to be detecting a key. So right now this will not be mobile friendly, not yet anyways, because unless you have a keyboard, this won't work. Key code. And so right now you can pick, I'm going to make it X. Yeah, I just like X. So you can pick a keybind to jam it through. And so you could do like Y, but I'm gonna do X. And not GPE. So I'm giving it a lot of instructions. Like first I'm telling it to check that this equals to true. Then I'm checking because then I'm checking that the player is pressing X, because this detects any keybind or anything that you press, it will detect it. So in here it's just making sure that you have pressed X and nothing else. And not GPE. This is for, like, let's say that you're typing on the chat and you press and you want to write the word xylophone. That requires an X. I don't even know how to spell xylophone, but I don't know. But if you press it, then the ability is going to be run. So this is just telling it to not listen when you're typing. And so, oh my god, I hope this works, because I really haven't tested it yet, but I really do hope that it works. Oh, another thing that I forgot that's gonna mess it up a little bit is that you'll be able to walk as you're doing this. Look, it's kind of working. Oh my god, that's so bad. But the weird thing is that the particles didn't show. So that's kind of strange. So in here we're making them to, we're placing them on the right hand and on the left hand. Let me go check that they are on initially. Yeah, they are enabled, supposedly. And then let me just put them in now. Yeah, so they should be running. That's weird. Let me see. But also I could have just immediately, oh yeah, because my health wasn't low. So, okay. What I'm gonna be doing is that I will go here. Oh, that's not me. That's me. And I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go to humanoid and I'm gonna decrease my health. So I'm gonna make it to 10, and I'm also gonna be deleting this. Oh, I'm just gonna disable this script. So this is the automatic healing thing that Roblox has. I'm just gonna be getting rid of that. And so let's try it out. Okay, my eyes are glowing. It's kind of cool. Okay, my hands are glowing as well. Oh look, and my health was getting restored. This is not as cool as I would like it to be. Like, personally, I would add like flashing lights in my screen. I would also make it like shake a little bit, add a little bit of more sounds, but because this is just a tutorial, and I would pick a better animation, but so this won't actually, let me go in. So I'm gonna make it like this. So if the humanoid um if the health is greater than or equal to the max health, oops, then return nil end. So what this is doing that if you have nothing to heal because you have like 100 health out of 100, then nothing's gonna happen. The code isn't gonna be run, nothing's gonna happen. And another thing that I'm gonna do is that if you do run it, you're you won't be able to run or to walk until all of this is done. And so I'm gonna put it down here, and so this is gonna restore your speed back to how it was before. Okay, now let's go and check. But honestly though, this will look really cool. Like, I'm very happy with the particles. And by the way, the particles don't look very well, then remember to change your graphics settings because that can really make a difference. And so let's try it out. Oh my god, let's try it out. I would wanna. Oh yeah, my health isn't down. You see that? I pressed X and my health wasn't. You know, the ability never even started as a result of the new parameter that I added. So I'm gonna decrease my health to 10. And then, oh my god, look at those guys. And then the particles take a little bit to load. But you see, I've already healed. So that's pretty cool. I honestly like this ability. I just would make it a little bit more dramatic because I'm just like that. And let me decrease my health again. I'm gonna make it to 1. And by the way, if y'all saw me, I deleted the health script too. Oh my god. And I'm healed. Let me do it again. Now this is gonna immediately stop in a second. I don't know why that little bit didn't heal. Why is that? Okay, let me. Oh yeah. Also another thing. So once this stops, I'm gonna make it so if track then track will stop. So what I'm telling it is that if they have already healed and the animation is still playing, then for them to stop the animation. That's what I'm telling it. You know, that way we don't have the animation running mindlessly just because. And so let's go. Let's go again and delete the health script, and then I'm gonna remove. Actually, I know what to do. Something that'll be easier is just let's just search up damage brick here. Yeah, hopefully this one works and doesn't kill me immediately. Hopefully there's like a cooldown to it. And then there we go. Okay, now let's see. There we go. You see the animation stop. Let's take some damage again. I will start making more like ability-based scripts in this base play because I really do like the particles. And I made this because I was thinking like maybe um like you would have this surround you and then it would start like moving, like it's gonna start rotating and then your eyes will begin to glow and then like a huge blast wave just pops out. But I decided to be a little bit more simple. But you see, it works. Now I think I might use this with other particles to do something else, like maybe like a blast wave ability or something that I might show in the future. But honestly, guys, I think it turned out pretty well. Like, I think it works well. You know, I would just make it more dramatic with like flashing lights and, you know, shaking screen. But that's a little bit, it's not advanced, but like that might be just for another video. Now, thank you guys for watching. If you guys like what you see, then please subscribe if you want to. And hopefully I'll post more whenever I have more time. So yeah. Hey guys, so I forgot to mention that you will be able to just copy down this game if you want, you know. So I will be linking it in the description. And so how you do it is that you just click this and then just click edit. And if you have Roblox Studio, it'll just allow you to open it. And that is how you can just access the base plate. Now, I do want you guys to keep this in mind. The ability won't work for you if you don't upload the animation. So you gotta click this dummy, and then you gotta go to avatar and then animation editor. Bring it down a little bit. Now, this animation should be ready for you to just upload. So you're gonna go to publish to Roblox and then give it a name, give it something, and then you'll submit it like I did, like in here. You'll submit it, and you can just copy the ID and then just put it in here, and just like literally just like paste it with Control V, and that is how you do it. And that is the only thing. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's left. Do you have any more issues? Please just leave it down in the comments. Thank